There are a few criminal cases that once you hear of them will never leave you, where you'll never forget the names, never forget the mugshots, never forget the detail of the gruesome crime. For me, one of those is the case of Baby P. A case where that overused phrase, a crime that shook the nation, is, if anything, an understatement. 17-month-old baby Peter Connolly was brutally murdered in August 2007 at the hands of his mother, her boyfriend, and his brother. And as of yesterday, the parole board has granted her request for parole, deciding she should be released back into the public, that she deserves her freedom. This is a decision Justice Secretary Dominic Raab has asked the board to reconsider, however. Now, I apologise in advance for having to recall these grim details first thing in the morning. They're really not details anyone with an iota of human compassion ever wants to hear. But they really, really matter. 1-year-old baby Peter died after months of having the most heinous abuse inflicted upon him. He was found to have suffered more than 50 injuries at the time of his death, including 8 broken ribs, a broken back, and a part of his finger missing. There are certain details I will never, ever forget. In one of the many injuries he sustained, baby P had been punched so hard in the face by one of his abusers not long before his death, it had knocked his tooth out, and he had swallowed it. And who can forget the pitiful sentences handed down to the diabolical trio? Baby Peter's mum and boyfriend were cleared of murder, supposedly because of insufficient evidence. They were found or pled guilty in the case of his mum to be guilty to the significantly lesser charge of, quote, causing or allowing the death of a child or vulnerable person. The boyfriend was given a 12-year term minimum to run concurrently with a 10-year term. He was also handed down for raping a 2-year-old girl in a separate case. Baby Peter's own mother, the single person who should have been there to protect him more than any other soul, received a minimum of only 5 years. Now, here's what I think. I think our justice system has proven itself over and over again to not give a damn about children. The thought of these sadistic barbarians walking amongst us makes me sick to my stomach. I make no apologies for thinking people who harm children deserve no forgiveness. I think people who maim, torture and kill children commit a sin which is such an egregious violation of human decency and morality that at the very, very least they must lose their right to freedom, absolutely and permanently.